Good morning. I hope see if this is up. That's on. Good morning. How you doing? It's 6:30 in the morning on the 13th of August, and the year of our Lord in the Common Era of 2025. And what a year it is! What a day it is! Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. My name's Brian. As you can kind of see right there, the lighting in here sucks. But oh well, we're not here for the lighting. We're here for the poetry, which is what I am. I'm a poet. I like poetry. I hope you like poetry because you're in the right place because we do poetry here with a twist. So make sure to like and subscribe and stuff like that on your way in or your way out or whatever. And, why am I putting this up here? Everything we do here is public domain because I take poetry. And I take poetry and I make it into music. Hey, how is it going? Good morning, pizza. Hey, good morning, Kathy.
Your device isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Good advice, huh? What do you want? Bella, move. Dogs. Oh, yeah, no canines interrupt us today. They all went out. You can get up there. Boom, get up there. Get up there. You can get up there. You don't need me to get you up there. Oh, dogs. Gotta love them. So how y'all doing this morning? I'm doing okay. So if it's afternoon where you are, hopefully you're having a good one. Zoom morning. Hey, Irish. I'm assuming you're back in the Emerald Isle. Oh, dogs. I hope you had fun. They just look at you. And it's like... Oh, so how y'all doing this morning? I'm doing okay. I've had dog issues, which I usually have dog issues because that kind of interrupted the whole show yesterday. But guess what? It's not interrupting today's show because they can freaking figure it out on their own. Oh, and who am I kidding? I'll get up there in a minute. But I got to do this first. The couch they get on is only that tall. Oh, dogs. I love them. All right, we are going to turn. This is a 6. I'm just going to do it here. I already lost my train of thought and stuff. All right, today's show we are doing 6 poems by 6 different poets. You're slow this morning. So am I. Oh, you wouldn't like it here either, Irish, because it's about the same. All right. Give me a minute. Dogs. Bella, move. George, get up there. Oh. All right, now that that's taken care of, then dogs. They're worse than children, from what I understand. Pay no attention to me, because today we're doing an Oliver Wendell Holmes. We haven't done one of his in a while, Departed Days. And then this one, Sonnet, Lift not painted veil, which those who live. So lift not the painted sonnet, Shelley. And then this person here, Dufu. And Dufu. Yeah, it's hot everywhere. Wholesome scallywaggery fun. Love it. And we got Dufu here, alone, looking for a blossom along the river. Now, I warn you right now, I think this was like the too long set. It might cut us off. Both of those tracks are 4 minutes long. Then we got Childhood by Margaret Walker. It might be cool, but the temperature still sucks. And then we got Edward Thomas, A Private. And we are ending up the show today with Henry David Thoreau's Epitaph on the World. Kind of appropriate, huh? Considering we're talking about heat. All right, so So yeah, let's just go into it. I'm just whatever I had in mind's already gone. So kind of like my brain. All right. Besides, yesterday was busy. Today's going to be busy. No rest for the weary. Here we go. Departed Days, Oliver Wendell Holmes, version 1.
Yes, dear departed, cherished days, could memories hand restore your morning light, your evening rays, from time's gray urn once more, then might this restless heart be still. This straining eye might close, and hope her fainting pinions fold, while the fair phantoms rose. But like a child in ocean's arms, we strive against the stream, each moment farther from the shore, where life's young fountains gleam. Each moment faint away the fields, and wider rolls the sea. The mist grows dark, the sun goes down, day breaks, and where are we? Yes, dear departed, cherished dreams, could memories hand restore your morning light, your evening rays, from time's gray urn once more, then might this restless heart be still, the straining eye might close, and hope her fainting pinions fold, while the fair phantoms rose. But like a child in ocean's arms, we strive against the stream, each moment farther from the shore, where life's young fountains gleam. Each moment faint away the fields, and wider rolls the sea. The mist grows dark, the sun goes down, day breaks, where are we?
What do y'all think? I think it could have been a little shorter. I don't know. Let me know. Do you like it? Should it do some? Oh, let's just play the second one and see if how it compares. And this one's shorter. This one's actually a whole minute shorter.
yesterday departed, cherished days, could memories hand restore your morning light, your evening rays, from time's gray urn once more, then might this restless heart be still, this training eye might close, and hope her fading pinions fold, while the fair phantoms rose. But like a child in ocean's arms, we strive against the stream, each moment farther from the shore, where life's young fountains gleam. Each moment fain to wave the fields, and wider rose the sea. The mist grows dark, the sun goes down, day breaks, and where are we?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Very Nat King Cole. I could see Nat King Cole singing that. So that was actually pretty cool. Now, of those two, I like the second one better. The second one's a heck of a lot better. Mainly, partially because of the brevity, and how it's shorter. What do you think? What should I do something else to that one? Oh, let me know. Yeah, it's rather smooth. It's actually pretty cool. I liked it. I thought it was going to be like one of those opera ones from the other day, but no. All right. We are coming on this is our second one. Shelley. Gotta love him. This is a sonnet. Yes, definitely Irish, but I'm thinking number two is better. Yeah, both, but two. All right, this is Lift Not the Painted Veil, a sonnet by Shelley. A sonnet by
the painted veil which those who live call life, though unreal shapes be pictured there, and it but mimic all we would believe, with colors idly spread behind. Look, fear and hope, destinies, whoever leave their shadows or the chasm, sightless and drear. I knew one who had lived Through the unheeding many he did move, a splendor among shadows, a bright blot upon this gloomy scene, a spirit that strove for truth, and like the preacher found it not.
Well, wasn't that a gem? Makes me want to listen to the second one now, doesn't it? Woo-hoo! Hey, this one got 3 stars from Pizza, and he's a hard nut to crack. So, oh boy. All right, let's see what this one has in store for us. I'm almost scared to.
Not the painted veil which those who live call life, though unreal shapes be pictured there, and it but mimic all we would believe, with colors idly spread behind lurk fear. Destinies whoever weave their shadows o'er the chasm, sightless and drear. I knew one who had lifted it, he sought, for his lost heart was tender things to love, but found them not, alas, nor was there aught the world contains which he could approve. Through the unheeding many he did move, a splendor among shadows, a bright blot upon this gloomy scene, a spirit that strove for truth, and like the preacher found it not.
All right. Seems like number 2 is the standout one for the first one, and number 1, which, yay, that was cool. Let's see here. Suno is giving us some interesting options today. Don't you think? All right. Here comes the 4-minuter, which is a good thing because I think I got to take George out again. Ugh, dogs. Gotta love them. Alone.
The sorrow of riverside blossoms inexplicable, and nowhere to complain. I've gone half crazy. I look up our southern neighbor but my friend in wine, gone 10 days drinking, I find only an empty bed. A thick frenzy of blossoms shrouding the riverside. I stroll, listing dangerously, in full fear of spring. Poems whine, even this profusely driven I endure. Arrangements for this old white-haired man can wait. A deep river, 2 or 3 houses in bamboo quiet, and such goings on, red blossoms glaring with white. Among spring's vociferous glories, I too have my place with the lovely wine, bidding life's affairs bon voyage. Looking east to shout, its smoke filled with blossoms. I admire that stately pole, you a wine shop even more. 2 empty golden wine cups calling such beautiful dancing girls to embroidered mats. Who could bear it? East of the river, before Abbot Huang's grave, spring is a frail splendor among gentle breezes. In this crush of peach blossoms opening odorless, shall I treasure light reds or treasure them now? At Madame Wang's house, blossoms fill the parks. Thousands, tens of thousands hold the branches down, and butterflies linger playfully unbroken.
And it stops. I knew that one was going to do that. Yeah, it's like, so I'm going to run that one through 4.5. That was good. I like that one. I don't know about you. I like that one. Let's see here. Put the notes. Number 1, put it through 4.5. All I got to do is cover it through 4.5 and come up with something cool. Yeah, because this was a little, yeah, oh well. We have these happen every once in a while now, don't we? We like this ex-girlfriends. Here, number 2. I am going to go check on my.
The sorrow of Riverside blossoms inexplicable, and nowhere to complain. I've gone half crazy. I look up our southern neighbor, but my friend in wine, gone 10 days drinking, I find only an empty bed. A thick frenzy of blossoms shrouding the riverside. I stroll, listing dangerously in full fear of spring. Poems, wine, even this profusely driven, I endure. Arrangements for this old white-haired man can wait. A deep river, 2 or 3 houses in bamboo quiet, and such goings on, red blossoms glaring with white. Among spring's vociferous glories, I too have my place, with a lovely wine bidding life's affairs bon voyage. Looking east to shout, its smoke filled with blossoms, I admire that stately pour you a wine shop even more. 2 empty golden wine cups, calling such beautiful dancing girls to embroidered mats. Who could bear it? East of the river, before Abbot Wong's grave, spring is a frail splendor among gentle breezes. In this crush of peach blossoms opening ownerless, shall I treasure light reds or treasure them dark? At Madame Huang's house, blossoms fill the paths. Thousands, tens of thousands, haul the branches down, and butterflies linger playfully, an unbroken dance floating to songs orioles sing at their ease. I don't so love blossoms, I won't die, I'm afraid. Once they are gone, of old age still more impetuous, and they scatter gladly by the branchful. Let's talk things over, little buds, open delicately, sparingly.
I have to agree. Hey, kiddo, how's it going, Nat Messer? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a lovely Wednesday evening. Yeah, number one, got to run number 1 through 4.5. So we'll hear that one again on Friday. So what do you think of the first part of the show? It's been interesting now, hasn't it? We've had a lot of variety, from emo to freaking Nat King Cole. You know, from the early aughts to the 1940s. Everything in between. That's what I like about this. I'm not supposed to do that. All right, so up next here. Oh, yeah, I got to remind you. Everything we do, public domain, yada. And like and subscribe. We're still at 451. We went from 454 back down to 450, up back to 454, and then we went back to 451 and 453, 452, It's, oh, I do not know. So, tell your friends. We need more viewers. The more the merrier. You know, sharing is caring. Because, you know, at least I like it. All right, this is Margaret Walker, Childhood, version 1.
When I was a child, I knew red miners, dressed raggedly and wearing carbide lamps. I saw them come down red hills to their camps, dyed with red dust from old Escuda mines. Night after night I met them on the roads or on the streets in town. I caught their glance, the swing of dinner buckets in their hands, and grumbling undermining all their words. I also lived in low cotton country, where moonlight hovered over ripe haystacks, or stumps of trees and croppers rotting shacks, with famine, terror, flood, and plague nearby, where sentiment and hatred still held sway, and only bitter land was washed away. Where I was a child, I knew red miners, dressed raggedly and wearing carbide lamps. I saw them come down red hills to their camps, dyed with the red dust from old Escuda mines. Night after night, I met them on the roads or on the streets in town. I caught their glance, the swing of dinner buckets in their hands, and grumbling, undermining all their words. I also lived in low cotton country, where moonlight hovered over ripe haystacks, or stumps of trees and croppers rotting shacks, with famine, terror, flood, and plague nearby, where sentiment and hatred still held sway, and only bitter land was washed away. Was washed away. When I was a child, I knew red miners, dressed raggedly and wearing carbide winds.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, you got this, kiddo. We got your back. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other out. You know, I got school starting next Friday, and it's going to be busy. Look here. Look at all these books. Yeah, let's go with these right quick. I'm taking a break from this. Look at all these books right here. I don't know if you can see the list. Very first one. I'm actually starting to read it. The History and Theory of Rhetoric. Yay! Definitely the music fits the lyrics. I like that one. This is my very first class on Friday. Intro to Rhetoric. I'm a glutton for punishment, aren't I? Then I got my history class. Historian's Craft. A pocket guide to writing history. Or to a pocket guide to writing in history. And then we got, I'm pretty sure this is going to be riveting, The Princeton's Guide to Historical Research. And this looks like it might be a good book. American Revolutions. That's my second class. Then I got my poetry class, which has no book, but I'm probably going to take this book with me because it's my forms book, poetry forms book. Then I got my online class here, Introduction to African American History. Now, I know this is a slur in some countries, but this is about a black youth coming of age in apartheid South Africa. Kaffir boy. I know that's a slur in South Africa, so I apologize if I offended anybody, but it's the book's fault. Blame it on the book. They like to do that anyways. Then I've got here Africana World in Perspective. Yeah. Actually looking forward to these classes. Oh yeah. But yeah, definitely music fit the lyrics on that. Yeah, I got some. So yeah. So we got your back, Kia. You can do whatever you want. Hi Joe, how is it going? Yeah, it's all still in the car from most of that stuff is still in the car from when I was going to the classes this at the first part of the summer. So yeah, I got my pencils, I got my pens, I got paper. Well, I'll have to get some more notebooks. All right, enough of the interruptus there. The Bookus interruptus. Version 2. This one's shorter. It's only 2 minutes and 7 seconds. I like that first one. It definitely fit it.
When I was a child, I knew red miners, dressed raggedly and wearing carbide lamps. I saw them come down red hills to their camps, dyed with red dust from old Ishkuta mines. Night after night, I met them on the roads or on the streets in town. I caught their glance, the swing of dinner buckets in their hands, and grumbling undermining all their words. I also lived in low cotton country, where moonlight hovered over ripe haystacks, or stumps of trees and croppers' rotting shacks, with famine, terror, flood, and plague nearby, where sentiment and hatred still held sway, and only bitter land was washed away. And only washed away.
Yes, I agree. But I kind of like the Paul Simon, Jason Mraz, Waiting on the World to Change dude guy with the really weird voice vibe to it, too. That folksy blue, the folksy kind of. But yes, number 1's Clear Winter. I like that one. You'll hear that one again. Definitely hear that one again. Now, yeah, it's kind of like when I was in the Navy, I served with all kinds. That's where I first heard the term, the W word, because it was a reference to. Actually, I was called it because I'd never been below the equator, and that's what you are if you've never been below the equator if you're in the Navy. But I went below the equator. I went through the ceremony, and now I am an honorable shellback, which a title I wear with pride. Anyways, I served with all kinds, and the black fellas they were saying that with the emphasis on the A sound. You wouldn't hear that word coming out of my mouth because I'm not cool enough. Oh, yes. Bloody sweltering. We're according to the latest forecast. Yeah, Irish DC. Oh, Well, Irish has been in my freezer since August of last year. So, let's see here. Yeah, it's supposed to be like high 90s here today. But next week, right when we start back to school, it looks like it's going to get a little bit better. I don't know. Irish seeds back in the freezer. Oh, yeah. Oh, my electric bill is going to be out freaking outrageous. Okay, so your son has the flu, is ill. He has a gig in 2 or 3 days and doesn't think he will manage it unless he's better. Poor boy. Sending good vibes to the fella. Hopefully he gets better soon. Yeah. Oh no. All right. Those were cool. Today's show's been interesting, and not in a painful way. I like those. All right. This is a short one. I actually got 3 short tracks coming up. This is the shortest of them. 1 minute and 8 seconds.
This plowman dead in battle slept out of doors many a frozen night, and merrily answered staid drinkers, good bedmen, and all bores at Mrs. Greenland's hawthorn bush. Said he, I slept, none knew which bush, above the town, beyond the drover, 100 spot the down. In Wiltshire, and where now at last he sleeps, more sound in France, that too he secret keeps.
All right, that is. I'm definitely going to have. I want to have to run that through 4.5 because that shouldn't have cut us off like that. No, that shouldn't. All right, dude. Have a good one. Don't work too hard. Avoid the drama. And you're leaving at 44 minutes in, so replay. I'm definitely, that one's going to go through 4.5. Definitely going to cover that one through 4.5 because that was pretty cool. Let's see what the second one has in store for us. And it's kind of too little. It's this one's 1 minute and 58 seconds. So Suno had a hiccup. Wow.
That too he secret keeps. That too he secret keeps.
definitely loving the whimsy of, yeah, we're going to hear two different. I'm going to do a version of this one, the first one, in 4.5. You'll hear that one on Friday. And number 2 was too short. That was less than 2 minutes. So I'm going to run that one through 4.5 too. Yeah, definitely, dude. You left and you're missing it. Oh, boy. It's a Wednesday. This has been an interesting show. I like interesting shows. Interesting shows that don't suck. All right, last one, at least for this part of the show, because I'll probably play a few more afterwards, because this one's 1 minute and 38 seconds. Oh, of course, this is a short little 2, 4, 6 non-line poem, so a little read thingy by Henry David Thoreau called Epitaph.
Here lies the body of this world, whose soul, alas, to hell is hurled. This golden youth long since was past, its silver manhood went as fast. An iron age drew on at last, 'tis vain its character to tell, the several fates which it befell, what year it died, when 'twill arise. We only know that here it lies.
Nice start. That's all it was a nice start. That one needs to go through 4.5 also. Yes, this has been a most enjoyable and interesting and fun show so far. Definitely not painful. You know, when I heard that first one, I thought it was going to be painful, but, you know, well, we got one more track to do. This one's more of a, it's 2 minutes and 52 seconds, so closer to a good, you know, closer to the length we like. Here we go. Version 2, Epitaph on the World.
Here lies the body of this world, whose soul, alas, to hell is hurled. This golden youth long since was past, its silver manhood went as fast. An iron age drew on at last, 'tis vain its character to tell, the several fates which it befell, what year it died, when 'twill arise. We only know that here it lies. Here lies the body of this world, whose soul, alas, to hell is hurled. This golden youth long since was past, its silver manhood went as fast. An iron age drew on at last. 'Tis vain its character to tell, the several fates which it befell, what year it died, when 'twill rise. We only know that here it lies.
Yeah, number one was cool. It needs to be expanded. I really like that one too. Kind of interesting. I like it grew on me. That one, I was like, first the voice, I was like, huh? It grew on me. I'm going to run that one through 4.52 and see what we get. So what do y'all think of today's show, huh? Wow, it's already over. We're not even 50. We're at the 53-minute mark, and I've been trying to, let's just play something. Here we go. What are we going to play? Oh, Natmaster, if this one's here, if you're still here, this one's for you. Yeah, I like both.
Bait the day she suddenly dropped dead. We chew it slowly, that last apple pie. Shocked into sleeplessness, you're scared of bed. We never could talk much, and now don't try. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. All that great, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each, but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks. For all the scotch we drink, what's still between? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that crate, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each, but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks. For all the scotch we drink, what's still between? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books. The sun came up upon the left, out of the sea came he. And he shone bright, and on the right went down into the sea. Higher and higher every day, till over the mast at noon. The wedding guest here beat his breast, for he heard the loud bassoon. The bride half paced into the hall, red as a rose is she, nodding their heads before her goes the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest he beats his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. And now the storm blast came, and he was tyrannous and strong. He struck with his o'ertaking wings and chased us south along. The bride half paced into the hall, red as a rose is she, nodding their heads before her goes the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest he beats his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. The storm blast came, and he was tyrannous and strong. He struck with his o'ertaking wings and chased us south along. The bride half paced into the hall, red as a rose is she, known him, nodding their heads before her goes the merry minstrelsy, the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest he beats his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner.
Down dropped the breeze, the sails dropped down. 'Twas sad as sad could be, and we did speak only to break the silence of the sea. All in a hot and copper sky, the bloody sun at noon, right up above the mast did stand, no bigger than the moon. Day after day, day after day, we stuck The very deep did rot. Oh Christ, that ever this should be. Yes, slimy things did crawl with legs upon the slimy sea. Day after day, day after day, we stuck nor breath, nor motion, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. The very deep did rot. Oh Christ, that ever this should be. Yea, slimy things did crawl with legs upon the slimy sea.
All right, here. Let's see. Scotch doesn't last long too. I don't doubt it, and I'm not much of a Scotch fan. Scotch, for me to drink Scotch, it has to be very expensive, and I'm a cheap ass. So, yeah. Like I said, my fave's the Irish. And then we go, you agree, you need another crack at it. I can imagine Haggis seems like she's a party animal. And yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you made it home from vacation. I'm scared. If I ever get the opportunity to go visit, I don't know, like Jennifer says here, you ladies would probably drink my freaking dumb Southern American ass under the table. But I could get you with the 420, I'll tell you that much. Yep. It's in that blood. All right. Let's see here. We're going to play some more. Let's do another one from the Ancient Mariner. We need to revisit that one. I've been thinking about not necessarily messing with the tracks, but messing around with them, because I did this one. I made the cover one, and I was thinking about doing something like this with some of the other tracks that we like from there. But yeah, love Coleridge.
The western wave was all aflame. The day was well nigh done. Almost upon the western wave rested the broad bright sun. When that strange shape drove suddenly betwixt us and the sun, and straight the sun was flecked with bars, Heaven's mother send us grace. As if through a dungeon grate he peered with broad and burning face. Alas, thought I, and my heart
how fast she nears and nears. Are those her sails that glance in the sun like restless gossameres? Are those her ribs through which the sun did peer as through a grate? And is that woman all her crew? Is that a death? And are there two? Is death that woman's mate? Her lips were red, her looks were free, her locks were yellow as gold. Her skin was as white as leprosy. The nightmare life in death was she, who thinks man's blood with cold. The naked Hulk alongside came, and the twain were casting dice. The game is done, I've won, I've won, quoth she and whistled thrice. Naked Hulk alongside came, and the twain were casting dice. The game is done, I've won, quoth she and whistled thrice. Quoth she and whistled thrice. Quoth she and whistled thrice.
Yeah, if I left the States, like I said the other day, I'm afraid they wouldn't let me back yet. And that's pathetic that's the case, you know. So yeah. That's why we do what we do here. So we can maybe make enough money off of YouTube to fly the coop. No, I'm dreaming. Oh boy. Oh, it's too early in the morning and I have definitely been up too long. All right, what was I going to play? I know there was something in this folder. Ah, this one. This is a hopeful one since it was, you know, hopeful.
There are hermit souls that live withdrawn in the place of their self-content. There are souls like stars that dwell apart in a fellowless firmament. There are pioneer souls that blaze the paths where highways never ran. But let me live by the side of the road and be a friend to man. Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. The men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I would not sit in the scorner's seat, nor hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I see from from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life. The men who press with the ardor of hope, the men who are faint with the strife. But I turn not away from their smiles and tears, both parts of an infinite plan. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I know there are brookland meadows
icy rim. When April's horns along the hillsides blow, may not speak till arrows torches dim. The god is bitter and will have it so. And yet tonight our fate would seem less grim if he could know.
And now this one was so cool on Monday, I'm going to go ahead and play it.
How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling
I love this
jaws.
one.
How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws.
All right, one more to dance to.
Break, break, break on thy cold grey stones, O sea. And I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts that arise in me. Oh, well, for the fisherman's boy that he shouts with his sister at play. Oh, well, for the sailor lad that he sings in his boat on the bay. And the stately ships go on to the haven under the hill. But oh, for the touch of a vanished hand and the sound of a voice that is still. Break, break, break the foot of thy crags, O sea. But the tender grace of a day that is dead will never come back to me.
How is it going, Heather Mack? Thanks for joining us. All right, I'm gonna play one more, and then got stuff to do today. I'm taking and doing stuff, helping people out, doing my thing. That's about it. Yeah, it's too early in the morning, and I've been up too long, as usual. State of my life. So, my friends, thank you for stopping by. Let's leave it on a little whimsical note, because, you know, everything we do here, I gotta say it, it's under fair use and blah, 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 but more important, have an awesome day. Like, subscribe, tell people. We need more people, because this is cool what we do here, and I want to share it with the world, and I don't know how. Oh well. Too early. So let me see here. I had it picked what I was going. Oh yeah, we're going to end it on some whimsy. We're going to end it on whimsy. We like the whimsy of E.E. Cummings, and this is a little reggae whimsy called Flotsam Jetsam. Yay!
Flotsam and jetsam are gentlemen poets. Ursapil netsam are spinsters and quids. Thoroughly British, they scout the inhuman. Etarian fetish, that man isn't woman. By the millennium, 3 cheers for labor. Give all things to any one bugger thy neighbor. Neck and Synecty are gentlemen poets. Even whose recti are covered by Lloyds. Flotsam and jetsam are gentlemen poets. Ursapil netsam are spinsters and toads. Thoroughly British, they scout the inhuman. Etarian fetish, that man isn't woman. By the millennium, 3 cheers for labor. Give all things to any one bugger thy neighbor. Neck and Synecty are gentlemen poets. Even whose recti are covered by Lloyds. Neck and Synecty are gentlemen poets. Even whose recti are covered by Lloyds. Covered by Lloyds.
Oh, I love that last line. Even whose recti is covered by Lloyd's. Yeah, I'd like to stop by. Not all y'all stop by, but today was an interesting show. Good show, you know. Overall, definitely wasn't painful. Oh, that was last week. All right, my friends, I'll see y'all in the chats. Like I said, I got stuff to do today. It's going to be a busy Wednesday. I hope you've had a good Wednesday, having a good Wednesday, or will have a good Wednesday, depending on what relative time you're on. And I will see you tomorrow. 6 poets, 6 new poems, 12 tracks, and hopefully a lot of fun. Yes, have a great day, everyone. I'm glad you liked the show. And